Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidut Kathuria. Let's get started. The US military has said that at least 8 people were killed in multiple new strikes on suspected drug boats. This brings the death toll in Washington's campaign against alleged narcotics traffickers to at least 115. US Southern Command announced 2 sets of strikes which were carried out on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, 3 narco-trafficking vessels traveling as a convoy were targeted in international waters. Hours later, it issued a second statement about strikes on 2 more vessels conducted on Wednesday, killing 5 people. It was not clear where both these strikes took place. President Donald Trump says he is withdrawing National Guard troops from Chicago, Los Angeles and Portland following a series of legal setbacks over his military deployments in US cities. The Republican had sent troops into several cities run by Democrats during his first year back in power, in what he called a crackdown on illegal immigration and crime. Trump wrote on his social media post that federal forces will come back if crime rates go up. Finland has seized a ship sailing from Russia on suspicion of sabotaging an undersea telecoms cable. The cables run from Helsinki to Estonia across the Gulf of Finland. The area was hit by a string of similar incidents in recent years. The seized cargo ship was on the way from Russian port of St. Petersburg to Israel. Police and Finland's border guard said the ship was dragging its anchor in the sea and was directed to Finnish territorial waters. A media report citing US national security officials said that Ukrainian drones did not target Russian President Vladimir Putin or one of his residences in an alleged drone operation. Wall Street Journal reported that a CIA assessment found no attempted attack against Putin had occurred. According to the report, officials said that Ukraine was aiming at a known military target in the same region, not near Putin's residence. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that his country is 10% away from a deal to end the war with Russia, but cautioned that the most important issues were unresolved and warned against rewarding Moscow. Russia, which occupies around 20% of Ukraine, is pushing for full control of the country's eastern Donbas region as part of a deal, but Kyiv has warned ceding ground will embolden Moscow. In his New Year's Eve address, Zelensky said his country wanted an end to the war, but not at any cost. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said his country believes it will win the war in Ukraine. In a televised New Year's Eve address, Putin called on Russians to support heroes fighting in Ukraine, where troops have been waging a brutal offensive since February 2022. Putin's speech came 26 years after his predecessor, Boris Yeltsin, unexpectedly announced his resignation during his New Year's Eve address, handing power at the turn of the millennium to Putin. Chinese President Xi Jinping has said that reunification of Taiwan with China is unstoppable. A day after Beijing concluded 2-day military drills around the island, Beijing launched the 2-day Justice Mission 2025 joint military drills on Monday. This days after the US approved a one-time record sale of arms worth over $11 billion to Taipei. Seven people, including a 6-month-old child, has died, and over 200 others have taken ill after consuming water supplied by the municipal corporation in Madhya Pradesh's Indore. Chief Minister Mohan Yadav has termed the incident extremely tragic and announced financial assistance of 2 lakh rupees each to the families of the deceased and free treatment for all affected. Yadav said that a thorough investigation would be conducted in the matter. So far, 2 officials have been suspended, while 1 has been dismissed from service. India has successfully conducted the salvo launch of its Pralay missiles. 2 missiles were fired in quick succession from the same launcher, following their intended flight paths and meeting all set objectives. The Pralay missile, which is indigenously developed, is a solid propellant quasi-ballistic missile known for its high precision and state-of-the-art guidance and navigation systems. It is capable of carrying a variety of warheads and targeting multiple types of objectives. Full dress rehearsals for India's 77th Republic Day have begun in New Delhi. Early morning drills involve marching contingents from the armed forces, paramilitary units and cultural troops preparing for the grand national celebration. The theme for this year's Republic Day will be Golden India, Legacy and Progress. Elaborate traffic restrictions and security arrangements are in place around Kartavya Path and surrounding areas during rehearsal hours, typically starting from early morning until noon. Israeli bulldozers have begun demolishing 25 buildings housing Palestinians in a refugee camp in the northern part of the occupied West Bank. The Israeli military said it was an effort to root out armed groups in the region. The buildings, home to some 100 families, are in the Nur Shams camp, a frequent site of clashes between Palestinian militants and Israeli forces. Israeli military bulldozers and cranes tore through the structures, sending thick plumes of dust into the air. Protests in Iran continued after an economic crisis sparked mass protests following a record currency fall against the US dollar. Footage showed protesters trying to breach the governor's office and shots being fired on the street at a location 750 kilometers south of the capital Tehran. Footage from Tuesday night showed clashes with security forces in the western city of Hamadan. Experts say rise in cost of living, water shortages and other issues have led to public discontent. Lawyers for Brazil's far-right former president Jair Bolsonaro asked a court to convert his prison sentence for plotting a coup to house arrest as he prepared to leave hospital a week after surgery. Doctors earlier said Bolsonaro can be discharged on New Year's Day following an operation for a groin hernia. He had the surgery on Christmas Day, followed by another procedure 2 days later to treat recurring hiccups. In office from 2019 to 2022, Brazil's far-right former president has for years been dealing with complications from an abdominal stab wound he suffered during a 2018 campaign rally, requiring several major surgeries. A dazzling meteorite fell in southern Brazil, marking close to a year that saw numerous unrecorded fireball events. The Heller and Jung Observatory shared footage of a fireball meteorite that fell and disintegrated in Rio Grande do Sul, its magnitude or brightness near that of the moon. A special projection show is being held at the Washington Monument in the US Capitol. The 6-day show is part of celebrations marking the 250th anniversary of US independence. The light show depicts the history of the country. Some of the events include in the projections are the discovery of the continent, the US War of Independence from Britain, the Industrial Revolution, and aspects of the 20th century. Italian police have seized more than 220 kilograms of high-powered explosives, including a single mega bomb device weighing 11.5 kgs during a security operation in the eastern Sicily. The operation was aimed at curbing the illicit fireworks trade. Bomb disposal experts discovered dozens of professional-grade pyrotechnic shells packed inside a van, along with launch mortars. The office arrested 3 men traveling in the vehicle who claimed the explosives were meant for New Year celebrations. Scotland ushered in the new year with a dazzling firework display over Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh's iconic New Year Hogmanay celebrations attracts tens of thousands of travellers to the Scottish capital for street parties and fireworks. London welcomed the new year with an elaborate fireworks display over the River Thames and the famous London Eye. Big Ben chimed for the first time in the new year as spectators gathered to see the clock strike midnight. In Paris, thousands gathered to witness a magnificent firework display set against the backdrop of the majestic Arc de Triomphe. The UAE has welcomed the new year with fireworks and drone displays in multiple cities across the country. In Dubai, the Burj Khalifa was lit in celebrations as fireworks and water fountains were fired off in the vicinity. Abu Dhabi also saw plenty of fireworks following a drone display, while in Ras Al Khaimah, lit drones put up a night show ahead of midnight. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes citizens on the new year. The Prime Minister's message says, "May the year ahead bring good health and prosperity with success in your efforts and fulfillment in all that you do, praying for peace and happiness in our society." Delhi's air quality remained at worrying level on the first morning of the new year. The residents of India's national capital region woke up under a thick blanket of fog with visibility plunging across large parts of the city. The air quality remained in the very poor category, according to data from the Central Pollution Control Board. The overall air quality index stood at 372 at 7 a.m. local time. A powerful winter storm has hit parts of the Midwest and eastern US. National Weather Service winter advisory is in place across upstate New York. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has issued a statewide emergency declaration in anticipation of worsening conditions. Local media reported that up to 3 feet of snow could fall over the course of the week in western and central areas of New York. Poland is witnessing heavy snowfall overnight. It caused traffic jams that extended over a distance of up to 20 kilometers. While the situation left hundreds of people trapped in their cars in cold, by the early hours, traffic was moving again. Officials told a press conference that nobody was hurt as a result of the difficult situation on the roads. NVIDIA is seeking Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company or TSMC on a new order for its H200 artificial intelligence chips as demand from Chinese technology firms surges following recent US export approvals. According to a Reuters report, Nvidia is scrambling to meet strong Chinese demand for its H200 AI processors and has approached TSMC to ramp up production. Chinese technology companies have placed orders for more than 2 million H200 chips for delivery in 2026, while Nvidia currently holds around 700,000 units in inventory. US stocks wrapped up a volatile but rewarding 2025 with solid double-digit annual gains, despite ending the final trading day in the red. The Dow, S&P 500 and Nasdaq slipped modestly in thin year-end trade, just below record highs. Markets navigated a year marked by geopolitical tensions, tariff uncertainty, a weak dollar, and continued enthusiasm around artificial intelligence. While precious metals saw profit-taking after record rallies, global equities also delivered strong performances, especially in Europe and emerging markets. Looking ahead, investors are focused on the Federal Reserve's next moves on interest rates and how AI adoption shares economic growth in the year ahead. Oil prices ended 2025 with their sharpest annual decline since 2020, weighed down by oversupply concerns despite a year filled with geopolitical tensions. Brent crude fell nearly 19% this year, marking its third straight annual loss as Brent settled near $61 a barrel. Analysts say rising OPEC Plus output, record US production, and weak demand growth offset the impact of wars, sanctions, and supply disruptions. Looking ahead, most forecasts point to continued oversupply in 2026, though geopolitical risks could still lend some support to prices. Precious metals are closing the year with blockbuster gains. Gold is up about 64% in 2025, marking its strongest annual rise in 46 years, driven by Fed rate cuts, geopolitical tensions, strong central bank buying, and ETF inflows. Silver outshined all, soaring more than 140% for its best year ever, supported by supply shortages and rising industrial demand. Platinum jumped over 120%, also a record yearly gain, while palladium climbed more than 75%, its best performance in 15 years. Despite some profit-taking late in the year, analysts expect precious metals to remain strong into 2026 on expectations of further rate cuts. The US dollar climbed after stronger than expected jobless claims data showed signs of resilience in the labor market. Weekly claims fell to their lowest level in a month, helping the dollar erase earlier losses. Despite the rebound, the greenback is still headed for its worst annual performance since 2017, down more than 9% this year. Rate cuts, fiscal concerns, and uncertainty around US trade policy have weighed heavily on the currency. The euro and sterling remain strong, both posting solid gains in 2025. Markets are now watching the Federal Reserve closely, with expectations of limited rate cuts next year, keeping the dollar under pressure heading into 2026. India's fiscal deficit stood at 9.8 trillion rupees between April and November, reaching 62.3% of the full-year target for 2025-26. The government has pegged the annual deficit goal at 4.4% of GDP. Net tax collection slipped compared to last year, while non-tax revenue rose. Overall spending increased, led by a sharp jump in capital expenditure on infrastructure. The data highlights higher government outlays even as revenue growth remains uneven.